Okay, hi folks, it's nice to see you. Thanks for joining me for this journaling brief practice. So it will be hands-on, we'll get to try it also. I'm Allison Kirsch. I'm a licensed social worker therapist, and I'm a somatic experiencing practitioner and a certified clinical adventure therapist. Um, and I also lead retreats for Traverse. So I'm excited to be here today with all of you. So for journaling, I first just want to give, a little bit of the why. And I also want to acknowledge that for some people, journaling is hard. Like a lot of people tell me they feel drawn to it, maybe pulled towards doing it, but just haven't gotten started, or they started and they stop and they can't kind of get a continual practice of journaling going. So some of the things that journaling can be good for, um, I think there's this aspect of it that is, processing emotions, right? This may be the most obvious benefit of journaling. You can externalize the things that are maybe spinning around in your head. You can label feelings, which, if we think about the brain, labeling feelings actually can calm the emotion centers of the brain, the amygdala. Um, can be a safe place for expression, and also can help us to integrate and see patterns in places where we might not notice if we do keep it in our head. There's another piece that is about gaining clarity, so we can sort our thoughts, and that can help us gain perspective. It journaling can help with decision making, depending on how you're doing it, and just overall provide a lot of insight. So speaking for myself, I have also had trouble, getting into journaling, and sometimes I come and go from the practice. So I will share a couple of one-page prompts that you can take away with you, that have helped me to more solidify my practice. I have found that having bite-sized things to journal about feels a little bit easier to overcome than feeling like, oh, I've not journaled the last 3 days and now I have to catch up on all the things I missed writing about. So it feels like a big task somehow. Um, and so journaling is really about connecting with yourself, in addition to the other things I've mentioned. So here's what we'll do today. 30 minutes is pretty quick. I wanted to give a brief intro, and we'll save a couple minutes at the end for like a debrief. But I have two prompts today, and after each prompt, I'll give you all a few minutes to write. I'll write as well. I brought my journal today. And actually, I should say this. Get yourself like a designated journal that like this is the place. Yay! Awesome. So, right, like have a place and keep it somewhere where, well, it feels safe, you can hide it if you want, but like where you feel like it's easy to access. So, we'll do a couple of prompts today. Um, and we'll have a chance to, look over our writing. So, I'm going to do timed writing because I want this to feel like, okay, I'm just going to take 5 minutes and whatever comes up, this is what I'm writing. So sort of taking away any judgment. You're not like writing and erasing or crossing out, just write. Which I know may be easier said than done, but we'll give it a try today. So well, let me pause and see if there are any questions about any of that I've just said or any thoughts or comments you want to add.
I'm excited. I do my morning pages, so I'm a big journaler already, but this is perfect for me because I have just I was just at a wake yesterday. And so it's just sort of a bit of a grievy week.
Yeah.
So always good to have more journaling. So thank you.
Okay. Thanks for being here. Okay, so grab your journals and I will jump in with our first prompt. And I'm gonna set a timer for 5 minutes and I'll give you like a 30-second like warning when we're about towards the end. And so the first prompt is three parts. Why am I here? Who am I? What do I want? And I'm not gonna give any more detail other than that because I want you to make it your own. Just write whatever comes up for you. Why am I here? Who am I? What do I want? So I'll start the clock now for 5 minutes. We have about 1 minute left. So begin to think about bringing your writing to a close. We have just a few seconds left. So finish up maybe the last sentence of what you're writing, um, and then we'll come back together. And as you're finishing, and maybe some of you are done already, just take a read over what you wrote and notice, just see what you notice. What are you aware of? What maybe were you surprised about? Just take a moment and just look at what you wrote and see what comes up. And so there is no need to share what you wrote, but if you'd like to share, you can. And if you'd like to share what you noticed, you can. And also you can pass, you know, up to you. Everybody sort of interprets this one slightly differently. So the writing can be really varied. Does anyone want to share your experience of writing or anything about, this really fast prompt?
I'll share that I liked how um, simple the question was, and yet how varied in all aspects of life what came up. Um, why am I here? Especially as someone who travels for work. I teach Italian for tourists and for travelers, and I'm based in Liverpool, but I travel a lot because my partner is a musician, and so people are often asking me this question, and have a pretty rehearsed answer based on work. Um, so it was really nice to explore, the deeper meanings behind like why I do what I do, as well as like why am I here, um, like in life, as a full um, person that like appreciates work-life balance. Um, and yeah, just especially as it's in time of letting go and changing of season. So it's like also questioning those and seeing what do we want, what's new and different. So I am grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Amanda, for sharing. Appreciate it.
As for me, it was very nice reflecting a bit of why am I here and then linking it to who I am, because I think I have found that the reason why I'm here is who I am, also kind of like linked. So it makes me proud of myself in a way that I was able to take the risk to go for what I wanted to do, and now I'm doing it. And then it's kind of like the challenge of what do I want, and then realizing that some of the things that I want I cannot have because of the things that I am doing, and why am I here? So it's kind of like that back and forth of what I want to do, who I am, and what I want. Yeah,
Thank you for
very nice.
sharing. Um, Yeah, I mean, so everybody interprets the here differently, right? Here could be here right now with us in this session, here in life, here in the way you're operating in life. There's lots of levels on which to process this. So you could maybe do a prompt like this once a week and get a slightly different answer, or once a month, or every so often. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing and participating. So I have one more prompt, and for this one, I want to start with what I'll call an entrance meditation. So we'll just sort of prime ourselves a little bit for this one. Um, so take a moment to find a comfortable position. You may want your feet resting on the floor or supported in some way beneath you, or if you have them tucked up, whatever's comfortable for you. Just noticing your shoulders, can they soften a little bit more? Your hands may be resting in your lap or lightly somewhere on your body, maybe your heart, your belly, or wherever really feels natural. And if it feels comfortable, allowing your eyes to close, or maybe lowering your gaze slightly to a softer gaze. And begin by taking a slow, deep breath in through your nose and a gentle exhale out through your mouth, maybe extending the exhale. Again, a deep breath in, feeling your body expanding slightly, and a slow exhale, letting go of maybe one little bit more of tension or holding that you might be feeling. And now letting the breath return to its natural rhythm. And as we settle, bringing awareness to the body, the weight of it, the shape of it, the way it meets the chair, the ground, the seat you're in. Noticing the steadiness of that support. And noticing what sensations are here now. Maybe warmth or coolness, tingling, tightness, places of ease. No need to change anything. We're noticing what's here. And now see if we can shift from thinking about the body to listening to the body. And so imagining the body as a wise friend who's been speaking to you all along through sensations, signals, rhythms. Maybe it whispers through fatigue or hums with energy. Maybe it tightens when something feels off, or opens when something feels right. And as you breathe, silently asking, body, what do you want me to know today? What are you teaching me through how I feel, how I move, how I rest? Sensing the response to those questions. Continuing to connect with the breath. And taking another slow, full breath in. And a full release out of the breath. And when you feel ready, taking your time, beginning to bring gentle movement back, maybe wiggling fingers and toes, maybe rolling the shoulders or the neck, maybe moving some bigger body parts. And if your eyes have been closed, letting them open slowly, softly. And as you turn towards your journal, seeing if you can let the writing flow from the body rather than the mind. So you might begin with the words, my body wants me to know, or today my body is teaching me that. Remembering there's no right or wrong, just curiosity, compassion, noticing. And so we're going to take 7 minutes for this writing this time. And so feel free to jump in, and I will keep track of time and let you know when we're getting close to the end. You have about 2 minutes left. So begin to end, maybe finishing the sentence or two that you're on, and then bringing your writing to a close wherever it is. And again, just looking over your writing and checking in, seeing what you notice, what you're surprised about, what you're aware of in your writing. Maybe even jotting down those things. And as we come to the last couple of minutes of our session, I don't know that we have time to share, but you may want to come back to this writing. You may want to share or process it with someone else if that feels like it could be good for you. I want to show you in our last couple of minutes a couple of one pagers. So I can share these in the chat, but I'll put them up for people who may be watching this as a recording, so you can see. And I can't share, so I sent you a request to let me share. Okay, thank you. So I am okay. So here is a oops. Hold on. I don't know what just happened. I pushed something. Let's try this again. Okay. So here is one idea. So I mentioned at the beginning how hard it can be to get into journaling and stick with it. So one idea is to create your own topics du jour. And so, here's a sample list, but you could write your own list where just each day of a 31-day month or 30-day month, you have sort of a topic. So when you feel overwhelmed or like you don't want to write a big long thing, you can come to your topic of the day and you can just write about that, so it can simplify. So this is one idea. And if I change to this, can you see that can you now see the one that says springboards at the top? Okay. So this is another way to sort of plan ahead. Here's a list of springboard questions. You could make your own if you want. We did, how does my body feel today, or what does my body want to say today? But you can have these prompts that you use. And again, I'll share these in the chat so you can take them away with you. But here are some ideas of things you can write about again when you maybe feel stuck or like you're not sure you want to do a big long write. you can use some of these prompts for yourself as well. So I'm going to stop sharing, and we're at 11:30, so I just want to check in and see if there's any last things you want to share or comment on before we end.
That was great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, happy to. So thank you for coming, and hope you enjoy this and use this and it's helpful in your life in some way.
Thank you. Yeah, the prompts look really great, and I will definitely come back to them. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank
I'm
you.
grateful for these bite-sized chunks. Perfect.
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.